Hey, welcome back to Crimes and Closets. This is Beth in my closet in North Carolina.
Hey, this is Christy in my closet in St. Louis.
Good morning.
Morning. I do feel like it's morning this time because I feel like my eyes, I have bags under my eyes. I feel like I just woke up.
They don't. But it is early. We barely could get on here to record this.
I know. We
There's so
have
much
like
to do.
all of a sudden we are doing things and we were like, oh, can't do it that day. Can't, nope, can't, nope, can't do it.
Summer's hard. But last summer wasn't hard. I think that's what we were joking about. So we were like, last summer we had nothing to do. And so it was really easy. And then this summer it's like, we don't have an hour. We don't have
Right.
it. We need to calm down. We need to stop booking so
Exactly.
much stuff.
And then like we'd say, okay, we're free this day, but then a random thing would pop up and random things didn't pop up last
It's
year
true.
ever.
Yes. So speaking of random things, last night we went out, my husband and I went out for our anniversary to one of our
Yay,
favorite,
happy anniversary.
yay, one of our favorite restaurants in downtown, or it's not downtown, but it's in Raleigh. And we sat upstairs in this, they have a lounge called the Wild Turkey Lounge. And we sat upstairs in the Wild Turkey Lounge, which is so fun. It's the cutest place. It's really neat. And the owner was there. She's a lady and it was her parents' restaurant and she inherited it and she's the owner and she will come typically on weekends and just walk around and say hello to everybody. She's really sweet. So she was up in the Wild Turkey Lounge and she was walking around with a taser.
What?
And I don't know why. And she was seriously showing everyone her taser. And she would just walk up to people and be like, look at this. I don't know why she had it out. I don't know how it started that she got it out. But it was big. And she would zap it. Okay. Not at people. I mean, she didn't tase anybody. But she would like, you know how it makes that noise? It's like whenever it, know, it's violent sounding or whatever. And she would do it. And I would be like, girl, don't come over here. Like, and people were like, oh my God, that's so crazy. That's so funny. And I was like, no, I do not want her over here. Like, stay away. That is not cool. And she was telling us how she was talking to the people beside of us. And she was telling all of us really loudly how when one time she got tased with it because she was touching the side. And she was like, I tell you what, my mind was so clear. She was like, I was so creative and brainstorming and all of these amazing revelations. And I spent so much money. And my husband was like, what is going on? And she was like, dude, I got tased. It's amazing.
Oh, what?
I do not know.
I don't even understand what happened.
Yes,
and
we don't
also
recommend doing this. It was the oddest experience. Nobody tase yourself. Woman was
well, that, and I'm glad that you said she wasn't tasing anyone because I'm pretty sure she would not be the owner of that restaurant anymore if she was.
I know. I know.
But what a bizarre thing to be walking around with, just being
bizarre.
like, look what I got. It's like a 5-year-old. Look what I got.
I don't know how it came up. I missed that part. But so it's like when it made the noise, everyone looks over and I'm like, she has a taser at this time.
Okay.
Anyway.
I mean, maybe she's high profile and she needs to have it for protection and she just
well, for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
maybe. Yeah. Don't mess with her. Do not.
Maybe she was expecting something to go down last night. She's like, don't do it, people, because I got the taser.
Really? Yeah. We'll go for her then. Anyway, what's your news?
Oh gosh,
what's the news? We have news, right?
We do have some news. Let's see. Which order should I put all this in? Oh, pool update. You want a pool update?
A pool? Yes. Give us a pool update.
I hear that some people are interested sometimes in my pool.
Yeah.
So, we are like one step from swimming. And it's the one step that we've been away from swimming for a long time. So we need them to seal the bottom of our pool. And that's a different company. And they're backed up because they're the only company that can do it. And in the county. And so there's however many pool companies that that are using this product specifically. So anyway, we're close, but we are sitting by an empty pool any chance we get because we have 2 chairs out there because there's a patio now.
It's
not just Yeah, I'm excited. And I can't wait for there not to be dirt surrounding it too, but that's less important than actually getting in the pool to swim.
So any pool pictures that you see posted are not Christy's yet.
No, not
but you
yet.
will have to do
I
a
will.
reveal.
Yes. Oh, I will. I'll be like, I'm right here. And this is not where I'm not moving from this spot for 2 months.
Nice.
So anyway, and then on other notes, don't forget, we're taking the next 2 weeks off. We're not going to be posting a podcast, an episode first 2 weeks of July, but we will second 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But on Wednesday, like as in 2 days, we're going live on Instagram at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central.
Yes.
I don't know what it's all. And so if you have any topics that you want us to discuss or questions you want to ask, I mean, you can send us a note or you can just pop on the live and type it in there and we will try and keep up with the questions. Hopefully we're getting so many that I have to like scroll back and look what people ask.
You never know.
We're going to be on there. I don't know how long we'll be on there, but we're going to hang for a little bit at least. So join us.
We're going to have a late summer solstice party on Instagram.
Oh, there you go.
So come join us. The last thing that I want to talk about before we jump into this case is that it is the last week of Pride Month. And so happy Pride Month out there, everybody. And it makes this case that we are talking about today so much more important and relevant. And I'm excited to tell you about it. So if you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
Okay, are you ready for a whopper? A doozy of a story today?
I mean, I'm trying to prepare myself because you've kind of been like warning me about it.
Warning you. Take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. Think all the positive things because I am about to ruin your day.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome. Also, thank Megan, our listener, for suggesting this story to us. She sent us a message on Instagram with it. She is from this area or close by this area and knew about this story. It is very disturbing. It is very dark. I think I told you I went down a rabbit hole within a rabbit hole. I am just living with rabbits this week. Call me Alice. Okay. This is the story of the guy with the coolest name ever, Blaze Bernstein.
Whoa.
Isn't that cool? Cool name, right? Okay. Blaze Nathan Bernstein was born April 27th, 1998 in South Orange County, California. His father, Gideon Bernstein, was an equity partner at a company called Leisure Capital Management. I think they're a financial group. His mother, Jeannie Pepper, second coolest name ever.
But first of all, I'm sorry, real quick. Blaze sounds like a character from Cars.
Oh yes, exactly. Lightning McQueen and Blaze. So Jeannie, his mom, was an attorney, but she retired in 2000 to raise her kids. I thought that was cute because you say that too, that you're a retired teacher. Mm-hmm. Blaze was the oldest of 3 children. He had 2 younger siblings, Jay and Bo. The Bernstein family. I know, I love it.
What happened to Jay, though? Jay got the short end of the stick.
I don't know. I like that name.
Well, I know, but it's just not like totally different. Like Bo, Blaze. You know.
Jeannie Pepper.
Yeah.
Just love it. The Bernstein family was Jewish, and Blaze's grandmother was actually a Holocaust survivor. And the family was involved in their local synagogue and very well connected with the Jewish community in their area. Blaze was a very original, sensitive, genuine young man. He was really talented. He was smart. He was driven, kind. He went to a prestigious high school called the Orange County School of Arts, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a high school that just caters to performing arts and liberal arts and writing and all that kind of stuff. He was very involved in performing. He was a really good writer. He was a chef. He was a cook and just a creative person in general. And when he was in high school, he came out to his family and friends that he was gay and was very accepted by his parents and his community, and he was very beloved. Mm-hmm. When he graduated high school, he was accepted into the University of Pennsylvania. That's an Ivy League school, by the way, which is all the way across the country from California. So off he treks on his new college adventure, and while he was there, he was on the psychology track and wanted to do research in the psychology of happiness.
What?
I can't. I love it so much. And we do need research into that, actually. He was also considering going into the medical field at some point. He just had a lot of aspirations for himself. While he was there, he was the managing editor of Pen Appetit, which is a gourmet cooking magazine that they had there on campus. He loved to cook, and he made up his own recipes, and I looked at some of them. They all look amazing. We need to try them, I think. I think that's going to be part of my project in researching Blaze and delving in about his life. Is I'm going to make something that he made.
I would like to as well.
He even
Maybe
has
we can post
cocktails on it. There's even cocktails on his in his recipes. He was also a copy associate for the Penn Review, which is the university paper, and was involved in performing, writing, and he also did activism work and had extremely good grades. He is described as a Renaissance man. When I say that this guy was something else, it does not do him justice. I read so much about this young man, and he was extraordinary. He really was. He was a great person, like beloved. I love him. It was awesome to read about his life. So in 2017, he was a sophomore in college, and he decided that he was going to go home for the holidays. He wanted to spend Hanukkah and New Year back with his family in Lake Forest, California. At this time, he was 19 years old. And just after the holidays on January 2nd, so we're into 2018 now, Blaze went out for the night. His parents were asleep when he got home, and the next morning when they got up for the day, Blaze wasn't up yet. And the next day, this is January 3rd, he had a dentist appointment. So his mom goes to the dentist office to meet Blaze for his appointment. Do you remember that when you would come home from college and your mom would like put in all your like dentist and eye doctor, and she would go with you? And anyway, I have such memories of that too. So she goes to the dentist office to meet him there, but he doesn't show up. So his mom, this is weird. He shows up. He's a kid that shows up. So his mom calls him. He doesn't answer. She calls his dad. They haven't heard from him, calls his siblings. No one really knows where he is. So she starts to realize that they actually have no idea if Blaze even came home the night before because he wasn't there when she went to bed. And then when she got up the next morning, he wasn't awake, which isn't unusual because he's a college student home for break. So she didn't think anything of it and went about her day. So she rushes home. Blaze is not there. His wallet, his keys, his glasses are all there at the house. So he's left all of these things behind and didn't come home at night. His bed had not been slept in. So they realized that Blaze might be missing.
Did he leave all of that behind the night before, I guess?
Yeah. Apparently he did. Yeah, I think.
But they didn't notice that he had left.
No, I mean, it was in his room. So like he just went out for the night. Bye, I'll be home in a little bit. Going out with friends. Okay, have a great time. He's a college kid, right? Home on break.
Right, but you'd think he'd need his wallet.
You would think, unless he wasn't going anywhere where he had to pay for things.
I guess so. Mm-hmm.
So they start calling Blaze's friends, and because he still had a lot of friends in the area from high school, and no one had heard from him, no one had seen him, so they file a missing persons report. And in the meantime, they attempt to access his social media accounts to see if they can figure out where he was or who he might be with or whatever that night before. So they were finally able to access his Snapchat account. And they found that shortly before he left the previous night, he had sent their home address to a guy on Snapchat named Sam Woodward. Blaze's parents have never heard of this guy, Sam. So they start asking Blaze's friends about him. he sent him a message. It seems like he might have been with him the night before. And the friends are like, oh, no, that guy is crazy.
What?
So apparently Sam, who is from Newport Beach, California, had gone to the same high school as Blaze, the School of Arts. And during high school, Sam was considered very odd, very serious and weird. He was always talking about war and violence and would fixate on those aspects of their curriculum. So if they were reading a book about war, he would be super into it and talk about it. And he used to draw guns and like disturbing things. And he was known for being very racist, homophobic, and sexist. He was not a good dude. Not a good dude.
Oh,
he was the kid in school that people would say one day he's going to come shoot up the school. He was that kind of person to them.
Why was he? Well, I guess we'll get to that. I'm like, why is he contacting him then?
That's exactly what his family said. And his friends, they were like, why in the world would Blaze be going out with this guy? They were definitely not friends. So all of them are immediately alarmed, and they relay all of this information to the police that they believe he was with this guy. This guy has this reputation. Blaze is Jewish. Blaze is gay, which puts him at high risk, especially being with a dude like this. So the police go and interview Sam Woodward immediately. And Sam, at the time, he was 20. He was very cooperative with police. He had dropped out of college. He was working part-time. He was living with his parents. And he admitted that he was with Blaze the night of January 2nd. He said that he and Blaze had gone to high school together and hadn't talked for a long time and had reconnected and were meeting that night to talk, to catch up. And that they had gone to Borrego Park, which is like a state park located pretty close to Blaze's home. And they were sitting in Sam's car. They were talking. They were catching up. And Blaze leaned over and kissed Sam on the lips. Well, this was not welcomed. And Sam pushed him away. And Blaze got out of the car and started walking away. So Sam is yelling for him, like, it's okay, dude. Just forget, like, just come back. It's fine. But Blaze doesn't come back. He keeps walking. He walks down a path into the park, into the woods, and kind of disappears. So Sam waits around. He's yelling for him, and he waits for about an hour or so. Blaze doesn't come back, so he leaves. Never saw him again. So the police are like, we're side-eyeing you, Sam. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave the state. We're watching you. But they launch a search into Borrego Park. They had people on foot, they had helicopters, they had drones, all looking for Blaze or evidence of Blaze, and nothing turned up. But then on January 9th, 6 days after Blaze was reported missing, it started raining during a search. And an investigator was kind of standing up on a hill in the park, looking around, watching people searching, and he noticed that something was sort of being unearthed by the rain. And walked over, and they found Blaze's body buried in a shallow grave underneath a tree in the park.
Oh, no.
Blaze's cause of death was multiple stab wounds. He had been stabbed 19 times to the head.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. Very brutal. Awful. A memorial service was held for Blaze, huge attendance, and his own recipe of, get this, spiced rum and plum cake was served at his memorial service.
What?
There's a picture. We're going to need to be baking some plum cake spiced rum bread because it looks awesome. So the police issue search warrants against Sam because now they have the last person he was with and have found him dead in the park. So they search Sam's car, they search his home, they search his person. They find Blaze's blood inside of Sam's car, on the ceiling, on the seat, on the door. It's everywhere. They also find a knife in Sam's bedroom that had Blaze's blood on, like dried blood on it. So Sam was arrested and charged with the murder of Blaze Bernstein and the use of a deadly weapon. What we need to know is, why did Sam kill Blaze?
Right. Yeah.
And I will tell you right after the break. So, you need to get your pants.
I got them.
This is about to get really disturbing. This is where my rabbit hole began. Upon further investigation of Sam, the police find a slew of incriminating things on his computer related to anti-Semitism, homophobia, racism, and misogyny. They discover that Sam is a very active member of a militant Nazi terrorist group called Adam Waffen Division.
Stop it.
I can't stop.
I've never
literally
heard of that.
could not stop with this. Okay. This is an extremist group of young white men who want to overthrow the U.S. federal government by use of terrorism and guerrilla warfare. They want to instigate ethnic cleansing and race war against non-whites and establish a government based on Nazi beliefs. That's like their mission.
I hate these people.
Adam Waffen actually means atomic weapon in German.
I mean, why am I even surprised that there's an organization like this? I mean, the way the world is right now, I don't know why I'm surprised, but
I know.
Gross.
This is 2018, guys.
Yeah.
This group is exactly what you would imagine. And it reminds me of the movie American History X.
Oh, you
but
mentioned
on
that.
steroids.
I've never heard that. Yeah.
Yes, that's a good movie. It's old, but it's good. They idolize the teaching of folks like Adolf Hitler, Charles Manson, Timothy McVeigh.
Stand-up people.
Yeah, real idols. Sam had even traveled to Texas to attend an Adam Waffen training camp, or a hate camp. That's what they call it, where they are taught hand-to-hand combat, firearms training, and survival skills.
How? Okay.
And they're taught about all of their beliefs, if you will.
Okay.
This group has an estimated 300 members, and there's even more, they say, that are in training. So it's not a big group, to be fair, but
yeah,
but they are happening. I think it's amazing how groups like that, why are they not arrested?
That's
like
what I was
domestic
gonna say.
terrorism and stuff like that. It just doesn't, I don't understand how
they have a training session that people can attend
they
and that's
advertise
known
it.
about. Right.
Yes.
Like, why is that allowed to happen?
Exactly. It's nasty.
Because we're America and we're free to do whatever the frick we want to.
Well, not if you're harming people or
I know,
hiring to harm people.
Right.
In my opinion. Okay. So, like, I'm sure you can probably already tell, but I went down, this was my rabbit hole right here, is into this terrorist organization. I watched documentaries about them, and it's related to this case, but I was just like, what? Same as you, like, how is this happening right now? And nobody knows about it. Nobody talks about it. It's just happening, and they're just getting young men, and I was so disturbed. Okay. So Sam's laptop, cell phone, and social media are all full of this racism, anti-Semitic, homophobic posts, material, whatever. And Sam had actually posted right before he and Blaze had gone out that he was going hunting. So it would appear that he had gone trolling for Jewish or gay or both young men, found Blaze, and was pretending that he wanted to hook up with him, but was actually luring him to murder him. And he stabbed him in cold, malicious blood and then buried him in this shallow grave in the park. So in this documentary that I watched about Blaze and his life and his story, his grandmother actually says, who was the Holocaust survivor, that something that it seemed like the very thing that she survived and escaped from was following her.
Yeah.
Which just like destroyed me.
Yes.
Such a sweet lady, by the way. So once investigators learned this, additional charges were then added to Sam because this is now considered a hate crime because Blaze was murdered based on his sexual orientation and the fact that he was Jewish. And so the penalty then goes up. So before, when it's just murder, it's like 25 years, to life in prison. Well, now it's life in prison without parole because he's got these additional hate crimes, and he was denied bail. So the pretrial was held in January 2019, and Sam pled not guilty, and again is facing life without parole. Because of COVID, the trial was postponed, but it is tentatively scheduled now to begin sometime this summer 2021. Wow. So he has not been tried for this case as of yet. Also, it is reported that there are currently 5 other deaths that have been connected to this Adam Waffen division. And it was also reported that this organization celebrated Sam for committing this murder and put his mugshot on T-shirts.
Stop.
So it's almost like it fueled the fire for them. There's not really a lot of information about Sam's upbringing or mental status. I think that will probably most likely come out in the trial. So I'm not sure what moved him to become involved with this organization. We don't know about his parents or his family life. I'm not sure if he was brought up this way or if he has a history of mental illness. These groups, these like militant extreme groups, they tend to attract young men with certain characteristics. You know what I mean? Like they're often lost or angry, or they've been bullied, or they're loners, and these groups give them a sort of purpose and brotherhood, I guess, if you will, something that they can call their own. I don't know if any of that was the case with Sam. I don't know why he did this. I don't know why he chose this life, these beliefs. I have no clue. That's a mystery. But I'm thinking it will probably come out. So Blaze's parents are warriors. Let me tell you, I love them so much. And they refused to let Blaze's life be about his death. So they started a web page and a movement called Blaze It Forward. Isn't that cute? Like pay it forward. Their website says, quote, "The movement to make the world a better place with one intentional kind act at a time." So they encourage people to do one nice thing for someone else, a stranger, a neighbor, pay for the guy behind you in Starbucks, send somebody a nice card in the mail, blaze it forward. And they also set up a scholarship fund for rising college students at the School of Arts in Blaze's honor. And the yearly LGBTQ plus Pride Parade in Blaze's hometown was renamed to the Blaze It Forward Parade. And people come from all over the world to place stones with messages on them under the tree at Borrego Park where Blaze was found. Their Facebook group, Blaze It Forward, which I encourage you guys to go and check out, has over 26,000 members.
Oh, wow.
I'm one. And just to end on like a positive perspective, because I feel like we need to do that because I have been crying for a week. Blaze's community of people is huge. Like I said, the Facebook group alone is over 26,000 members. He has touched lives that he will never even know about because of his life and because of this Blaze It Forward movement. It's countless. And this terrorist organization has only 300 members.
Right.
So love still wins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
It is my challenge to all of you, I'm going to hold it together, to take a moment this week to intentionally do something kind for someone else and help blaze it forward.
Yes, please. Yes. Oh, gosh.
I know.
Now I know why you got barely. Oh, my goodness. What a story. Gosh.
Yes. Thanks,
Thank
Megan.
you, Megan. Yeah. Thanks for telling us and letting us bring this to light, in general, because it's not, I'm sure, yes, there's a lot of followers on the page and stuff like that, but there's a lot more that could potentially be following soon.
Yes. I even messaged Megan and told her I was covering this case and was like, I have been ugly crying the whole time.
Oh man.
It really got me. This one got me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be following this trial.
Yes.
Like a hawk.
Yeah, for sure. And update whenever there is any update to be had. Gosh, that's terrible. And that poor family in general. But yes, that grandmother, she's right. She survived it only for her grandson to have to
fall victim,
pay a price. And terrible. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah, happy Monday.
I can't.
It's great to see you.
Seriously, thanks. I can't.
Good story.
Well, yes. Thank you for telling it. Thank you for fighting through that research. And
I'm really proud, actually.
and being able to bring light to it and bring light to the organization that his parents are pushing. And
and there's a hashtag too, Blaze It Forward. And there's just so much information you could find from it. He has a website. I'm going to link everything. I really think you guys should check it out. He's a really beautiful young man.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to be making some recipes too.
Cooking it up. Yep.
Might have to post every single time.
No.
I feel like I feel like if we like one thing, we're just going to be like, let's keep going.
Yes. Just make them all.
Awesome. Cool. Well, thanks for letting us know about that story. And thanks, Megan, for bringing it to our attention. Thank you for listening. Sometimes we bring some interesting and important discussions to light, I feel like. And so it's good to have this platform. And thanks for listening, and keep listening, and send people to us. As I said several weeks ago, keep listening, blaze it forward.
Yes.
Blaze it forward for sure this week. And keep sending us suggestions as well, because clearly we are diving into killing it. Because I don't know. Would you have found this one? Maybe 5 years from now, if we're still doing this, but who knows? But keep sending them to us. Keep interacting with us. We're on all the social platforms, and we're on all the podcast platforms that we are aware of. So, and always remember, the world is scary. People suck. Hide in your closets.